Hello, and welcome to the Tom and Ben News Wikipedia News Edition. On 26th episode of Season 2 is Fox. Fox Broadcasting Company, LLC, commonly known as Fox, stylized in all caps, is an American commercial broadcast television network serving as the flagship namesake property of Fox Corporation and operated through Fox Entertainment.
Fox is based at Fox Corporation's corporate headquarters at 1211 Avenue of the Americas in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. And it hosts additional offices at the Fox Network Center in Los Angeles and at the Fox Media Center in Tempe, Arizona.
The channel was launched by News Corporation on October 9, 1986 as a competitor to the Big Three television networks, which are the American Broadcasting Company, ABC, the Columbia Broadcasting System, CBS, and the National Broadcasting Company, NBC. Fox has gone on to become the most successful attempt at a fourth television network. It was also the highest rated free-to-air network in the 18 to 49 demographic. From 2004 to 2012 and 2020 to 2021, and was the most watched American television network in total viewership during the 2007 to 8 season.
Whoa!
It is a member of the North American Broadcasters Association and the National Association of Broadcasters.
Unlike other major commercial broadcast networks, Fox does not have a newscast of its own due to its lack of a news division, and instead relies on its own 24-hour news channels. Fox News, Fox Business Network, and Fox Weather to supply news programming for the network. Fox and its affiliated companies operate many entertainment channels in international markets, but these do not necessarily air the same programming as the American network.
Most viewers in Canada have access to at least one American-based Fox affiliate, either over the air or through a pay television provider. Although Fox's National Football League broadcasts and most of its prime-time programming are subject to simultaneous substitution regulations for pay television providers imposed by the Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunications Commission, CRTC, to protect rights held by domestically based networks.
Like Canada, Fox programming is available in Mexico through free-to-air affiliates in markets located within proximity to the Mexico-United States border whose signals are readily receivable over the air in border areas of northern Mexico.
In Central America, the Dominican Republic, Peru, Argentina, Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil, Ecuador, and the Caribbean, many subscription providers carry either select American-based Fox-affiliated stations or the main network feed from Fox O&O's WNYW in New York City, KTTV in Los Angeles, WTTG in Washington, D.C. or Fox affiliate WSVN in Miami.
In addition, the network's programming has been available in the U.S. Virgin Islands since 2011 on WVXF in Charlotte O'Malley in Puerto Rico since 2015 from WSJPLD in San Juan. 20th Century Fox, now known as 20th Century Studios, have been involved in television production as early as 1948.
Its television arm was known as TCF Television Productions up until 1958, which produced several syndicated programs.
Following the closure of the Dumont Television Network in August 1956, after it became mired in severe financial problems, the NTA Film Network was launched as a new fourth network.
20th would also produce original content for the NTA network.
The Film Network effort would fail after a few years, but 20th continued to dabble in television through its production arm, such as Perry Mason, Batman and MASH, for the big three television networks ABC, NBC, and CBS. While running Paramount Pictures, Barry Diller attempted to create a fourth television network.
The Paramount Television service of 1977 was cancelled before its first broadcast.
Paramount produced many programs for the big three, but catering to their demands just wore us down. He said in 1983, "I want to make our own things and put them on the air."
Diller hoped to create a mini-network of independent television stations airing Paramount programs.
Unable to achieve his goal at Paramount, Diller joined film studio 20th Century Fox. In March 1985, News Corporation, a media company owned by Australian publishing magnate Rupert Murdoch that had mainly served as a newspaper publisher, paid $255 million for a 50% interest in TCF Holdings, the parent company of the 20th Century Fox Film Studio.
In May 1985, News agreed to pay $2.55 billion to acquire independent stations in 6 major U.S. cities from the John Clute-run broadcasting company Metromedia. WNEW-TV in New York City, WTTG in Washington, D.C., KTTV in Los Angeles, KRIV-TV in Houston, WFLD-TV in Chicago, and KRLD-TV in Dallas.
A seventh station, ABC, affiliate WCVB-TV in Boston, was part of the original transaction but was spun off to the Hearst Broadcasting subsidiary of the Hearst Communications in a separate concurrent deal as part of a right of first refusal related to that station's 1982 sale to Metromedia.
2 years later, News Corporation acquired WXNE-TV in that market from the Christian Broadcasting Network and changed its call letters to WFXT.
Radio personality Clark Ingram suggested that the Fox network is a revival or at least a linear descendant of Dumont, since Metromedia was founded when Dumont spun off its 2 remaining owned and operated stations. WNEW-TV, then known as WABD, and WTTG as Dumont Broadcasting. It later changed its name to Metropolitan Broadcasting before becoming Metromedia.
Additionally, the former base of Dumont's operations, the Dumont Telecenter in Manhattan, eventually became the present-day Fox Television Center.
In 1985, 20th Century Fox announced its intentions to form a fourth television network that would compete with ABC, CBS, and NBC.
The plans were to use the combination of the Fox studios and the former Metromedia stations to both produce and distribute programming.
Organizational plans for the network were held off until the Metromedia acquisitions cleared regulatory hurdles.
Then, in December 1985, Rupert Murdoch agreed to pay $325 million to acquire the remaining equity in TCF Holdings from his original partner, Marvin Davis.
The purchase of the Metromedia stations was approved by the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, in March 1986. The call letters of the New York City and Dallas outlets were subsequently changed respectively to WNYW and KDAF.
These first 6 stations, then broadcasting to a combined reach of 22% of the nation's households, became known as the Fox Television Stations Group.
With the sole exception of KDAF, which was sold to Renaissance Broadcasting in 1995, at which time it became an affiliate of the WB. All of the original owned and operated stations, O&Os, are still part of the Fox network today.
Like the core O&O group, Fox's affiliate body initially consisted of independent stations, a few of which had maintained affiliations with ABC, NBC, CBS, or Dumont earlier in their existences.
The local charter affiliate was, in most cases, that market's top-rated independent. However, Fox opted to affiliate with a second-tier independent station in markets where a more established independent declined the affiliation, such as Denver, Phoenix, and St. Louis.
Largely because of both these factors, Fox in a situation very similar to what Dumont had experienced 4 decades before had little choice but to affiliate with UHF stations in all except a few, mainly larger, markets where the network gained clearance.
Then Fox Incorporated head Barry Diller was acknowledged to have been the one who created the network, with the New York Times noting in October 1986 that Diller's current obsession is creating a television network to compete each evening with NBC, CBS, and AM. The Fox television network officially debuted with a soft launch at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern and Pacific Time on Thursday, October 9, 1986.
Its inaugural program was a late-night talk show, The Late Show, which was hosted by comedian Joan Rivers.
After a strong start, The Late Show quickly eroded in the ratings. It was never able to overtake NBC's stalwart The Tonight Show.
By early 1987, Rivers and her then-husband Edgar Rosenberg, the show's original executive producer, quit The Late Show after disagreements with the network over the show's creative direction. The program then began to be hosted by a succession of guest hosts.
After that point, some stations that affiliated with FVC in the weeks before the April 1987 launch of its primetime lineup, such as WCGV-TV in Milwaukee and WDRV-TV in Louisville, signed affiliation agreements with the network on the condition that they would not have to carry The Late Show due to the program's weak ratings. Shortly before the official launch of FVC on April 5, 1987, under original Fox Entertainment president Garth Ancier, the network underwent a rebranding to the much shorter Fox.
According to an interview Ancier gave at that time, it was ad man Jake Cheyenne who suggested to network executives that, rather than create a brand from scratch, the network ought to use the Fox heritage of the previous 80 years and the Searchlight iconography to link Fox Broadcasting to 20th Century Fox.
Until late in the game during the 1980s, several station groups like Media Central and Atlas Telecasting had avoided Fox when the network launched, but joined the network later on. The network had its grand opening when it expanded its programming into prime time on April 5, 1987, inaugurating its Sunday night lineup with the premieres of the sitcom Married with Children and the sketch comedy series The Tracy Ullman Show.
The premieres of both series were rebroadcast twice following their initial airings, at 7 o'clock p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Eastern/Pacific, respectively. That night, which Jamie Kellner, who served as the network's president and chief operating officer until his resignation in January 1993, stated would allow viewers to sample FVC programming without missing 60 Minutes, Murder, She Wrote, or the 8 o'clock movies.
Fox added one new show per week over the next several weeks, with the drama 21 Jump Street and comedies Mr. President and Duet completing its Sunday schedule.
On July 11, 1987, the network rolled out its Saturday night schedule with a premiere of the supernatural drama series Werewolf, which began with a 2-hour pilot movie event.
3 other series were added to the Saturday lineup over the next 3 weeks. Comedies The New Adventures of Beans Baxter, Karen's Son, and Down and Out in Beverly Hills, the latter being an adaptation of the film of the same name.
Both Karen's Son and Down and Out in Beverly Hills were cancelled by the start of the 1987-88 television season. The network's first fall launch and were replaced by the sitcom's Second Chance and Women in Prison, both of which would be cancelled by mid-1988.
In regard to its late-night lineup, Fox had already decided to cancel The Late Show and had a replacement series in development, The Wilton North Report, when the former series began a ratings resurgence under its final guest host, comedian Arsenio Hall.
Wilton North lasted just a few weeks, however, and the network was unable to reach a deal with Hall to return as host when it hurriedly revived The Late Show in early 1988.
The Late Show went back to featuring guest hosts, eventually selecting Ross Schaefer as its permanent host, only for it to be cancelled for good by October 1988, while Hall signed a deal with Paramount Television to develop his own syndicated late-night talk show, The Arsenio Hall Show.
Fox aired the 39th Primetime Emmy Awards and would air the next 5 editions.
Although the network had modest successes in Married with Children and The Tracy Ullman Show, several affiliates were disappointed with Fox's largely underperforming programming lineup during the network's first 3 years. KMSP-TV in Minneapolis and KP-TV in Portland, Oregon, both owned at the time by Chris Kraft Television, disaffiliated from Fox in 1988, with KITN, now WFTC, and KPDX respectively replacing those stations as Fox affiliates, citing that the network's weaker program offerings were hampering viewership of their stronger syndicated slate. At the start of the 1989-90 television season, Fox added a third night of programming on Mondays.
The season heralded the start of a turnaround for Fox.
It saw the debut of a mid-season replacement series, The Simpsons, an animated series that originated as a series of shorts on The Tracy Ullman Show.
Ranked at a 3-way tie for 29th place in the Nielsen ratings, it became a breakout hit and was the first Fox series to break the top 30.
The Simpsons, at 36 years as of 2025, is the longest-running American sitcom, the longest-running American animated program, and the longest-running American scripted primetime television series. In 1989, Fox also first introduced the documentary series Cops and Crime-focused magazine program America's Most Wanted, the latter of which debuted as a half-hour series as part of the network's mainly comedy-based Sunday lineup for its first season, before expanding to an hour and moving to Fridays for the 1990-91 season.
These 2 series, which would become staples on the network for just over 2 decades, would eventually be paired to form the nucleus of Fox's Saturday night schedule beginning in the 1994-95 season.
Meanwhile, Married with Children, which differentiated itself from other family sitcoms of the period as it centered on a dysfunctional lower-middle-class family, saw viewer interest substantially increase beginning in its 3rd season after Michigan homemaker Terry Ricolta began a boycott to force Fox to cancel the series after objecting to risk humor and sexual content featured in a 1989 episode.
Married's newfound success led it to become the network's longest-running live-action sitcom, airing for 11 seasons. We will continue about Fox in Part 2.